I'm on a mission to see every animal species in South Carolina, all 666, and so far we've only seen 9. So yeah, we still got a lot of work to do, but thankfully we're at Conestee Nature Preserve, which has a boatload of animals, so let's get to it. And you know it's a great sign when the first animal you come across is one you're going to see every single time, and it's the eastern gray squirrel. These guys are everywhere, and I'm sure and positive they will make an appearance over and over and over again. And a quick fun fact about Conestee Nature Preserve is that this place actually used to be a complete dump. It was heavily polluted, but a nonprofit organization came through and cleaned it up, and now it is the perfect wetland environment for a lot of bird species and reptiles. I mean, just look at this pond. There is turtles literally everywhere. I couldn't identify them, but there was tons. But if I were to guess the species, these would likely be either pond sliders or river cooters. So I just got a pretty cool tip off from a lady that was walking by me, and she said that she just saw a osprey that was sitting on some telephone lines. So I'm gonna go back to the spot and see if we can get it on camera. Now, pardon this horrible faraway shot. I definitely need to get a larger lens down the line, and I promise I will. And I honestly thought this lady was pulling my leg, or maybe even misidentified this as possibly a bald eagle or another bird of prey. But when I actually got to this location and saw this beast sitting on top of his telephone pole, I knew immediately that this was indeed an osprey, which is very surprising since they typically stay near large bodies of water, which there's really no other lakes or large rivers or even a coastline. The nearest coastline is 4 hours away, but this is for sure a huge surprise to me, but it is a welcome addition to the list. And after watching the osprey for a couple minutes, I decided to continue down the path to get to the real meat and potatoes. When me and my wife first moved here from Pennsylvania to South Carolina, we came out here to this park, and right here on this branch, there was this huge barred owl. So I'll post a picture of that right here. But since I saw this amazing bird before I started the project, it doesn't count, but I'm sure we will come across him again. Here's a photo of an American nursery web spider that I caught on camera. I didn't even mean to. I was just playing around with a couple settings and taking pictures of flowers and general surroundings. And I didn't even see this spider until I was actually reviewing the photos in post. And after hearing a bird going to absolute town on this dead tree above me, I looked up and got a pretty okay shot of this red-headed woodpecker, one of several species of woodpecker that can be found in South Carolina. And they have a very bright red head, hence the name. And there are 2 species of crow that can be found in South Carolina, the fish crow and the more commonly known American crow. These are American crows because of the sounds that they make. Fish crows make more of a nasally sound, meanwhile the American crow makes the iconic cawing, as you can hear right here. Right there's a bunch of crows. Look at all of them. While walking along a dirt trail, I almost accidentally stepped on this amazing American giant millipede and almost made him an American giant squishipede. And while following the bank of the river, I came across our first mallard, everybody's favorite neighborhood duck. This appears to be a male that's in the middle of molting his feathers, hence why he doesn't have that bright, vibrant green head, like we're all familiar with. I'm curious to see what species that is. Yeah, still no clue. Still curious. Oh, surprise, surprise, another eastern gray squirrel. And the footage does not do this place justice. It is truly gorgeous. If you're in the area, I highly recommend it. I'm coming here again and again and again. Hello, Mr. Cardinal. How you doing today? I was able to spot this river cooter coming up onto this branch to go ahead and get some sun. Really cool shot, especially the second one where he flips around. And standing just on the opposite side of this river cooter was this great blue heron. And I stood here for a while. I took a bunch of photos. These are one of my favorite birds to see in the wild. They are just so interesting to watch them hunt, so I was super excited to see one this early on. And fingers crossed we come across many more in our future endeavors. But after standing around for who knows how long watching that heron, I decided to continue onto the path and find a spot where I can sit down and watch some birds. And after finding a pretty great spot on a giant wooden chair, and what happened next is every new photographer's worst nightmare. I can't believe I just missed that. That was an amazing opportunity, and I blew it. So I just saw my first ever hummingbird right here. Let me go and flip the camera. Right here in these plants here, there's a couple of little flowers there, and I just saw this little thing flying around, just hovering, and I was like, oh my god, that's a ruby-throated hummingbird. And I'll just mute this right here because I got into yapping mode, but pretty much Didn't really know how to use the camera at this point, and I wanted to get photos of the hummingbird and not a video in order to get better stills. But unfortunately, I had it on video mode, pressed the shutter, and nothing happened. That's just something that you do when you're a noob at photography, and now it will never happen again, but I will find this hummingbird if it's the last thing I do. And just as I was about to call it for the day and head back to my car, I was able to get this quick snip of a tufted titmouse. It flew away way before I could even get a video of it, so this is all I got, but still counts. And that gets us up to about 16 species that we've seen, so we're making pretty good progress so far.
I kid you not, I just saw another hummingbird, and as soon as I noticed it, it flew off. So I'm praying he comes back to this.
Nope, just like the last one, it never showed back up. I sat here for another 20 minutes, no luck, no hummingbird. But overall, this was a pretty great day for me. We got to see 7 new species, including the great blue heron, mallard, the red-headed woodpecker, and a couple other birds. But I am excited to come back to this location for sure. And next time we are here, I'm going right for that hummingbird. I can promise you that. So stay tuned, like, favorite, subscribe, and I appreciate y'all. And let's continue this journey together.